My name is Morgan Murphy, a goalkeeper for the Westminster Titans, and you're watching Titan Town Sports.
Welcome back inside Titan Town Studios. My name is Tom Rook, joined alongside Ethan Kurtz, Titan Town Sports.
Yeah, Tom, a great lineup of segments here on the docket for us in this episode. We got to hear from Devin Mila. He's a two-sport athlete here with Westminster, a football and baseball player. You got to talk to Bella Calcamuggio, a freshman guard on the basketball team, about her superstitions, and a segment that I thought was very fun for me this week, Mural Minute, taking a look into the 1934 Westminster football team.
We got some football, we got some hockey, we got basketball. That's next. The PAC Recap. Here's Jacob Rhodes.
Welcome back to the PAC Recap. Westminster and Allegheny set to do battle in New Wilmington, and the Titans came to play, jumping out to an early 15-8 lead at the end of one. Bella Calcamuggio would lead the way for Westminster with a career-high 15 points. Maddie Syka and Grace Kana would both chip in with double-doubles of their own. Isabella Antonacci did it all for the Gators Wednesday night, finishing with 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. The game would go to overtime, where this Gator team would rush the Titans, and this Ira Coe layup would lead to a 55-52 Allegheny victory. On the men's side of things, Westminster looking to avoid the sweep, but freshman phenom Pia Slatauskas had other plans, knocking down a career-high 5 threes in this contest. You see that one from the right corner. Westminster kept it close the entire game, but Allegheny led for over 28 minutes in this one. Lucas Stanley, a big three in the second half, left corner. The Titans were led by DJ Harrell with 19 points, but a 9-0 run late in the second, including this Slatauskas three, would spell a Gator 4-0 season sweep over the Westminster Titans. Allegheny wins it 75-68. An 18-2 first quarter would allow W&J to coast in this one. Riley DeRulo had 23 points and a perfect 5 for 5 from three, a really deep one there. W&J gets it done over Franciscan, 76-47. Michael Plasko exploded for 27 points for the Presidents Wednesday night, handing Franciscan another conference loss. Things are getting tight in the South there, 81-77 W&J. 46-29 at the break. The Wolverines dominate the GTs on their home court, 94-66. Meredith Sherrod continues her great season, finishing with 21 points and 6 rebounds there on the roll. Great layup from Sherrod. Great win for the Wolverines. Grove City could not dial it in from deep Wednesday night. Kyle Randall, though, could. 4 of the 5 Grove City threes were of Randall. Jonathan Berdovich tried to keep up for Geneva with 6 of his own, but Geneva still outpaced 73-67 by the Wolverines. It was all Waynesburg after the first quarter, outscoring the Bearcats 65-46, handing St. Vincent their second conference loss, powered by 20 points from Mia Henkins, 77-68 the final. A 50-point first-half explosion would allow St. Vincent to kick their feet up. Jaden Gales here driving baseline, getting in his bag. The bump, the Kobe fade on the right baseline, nothing but net. The Bearcats get it done over Waynesburg, 92-53. Wednesday night was a night of hot starts. Another one here at Chatham. Bethany up 26-9 after one. They get the win over Chatham, 74-67. Ella Simpson would lead them, finishing the game with 25 points. Co-Rose and his herd of Bison trying to make it to the postseason, but Levinson Xavier in this Cougar squad has other plans. You see driving left side, using the strength to get into the paint. 24 points for Xavier and an 87-73 Chatham victory. 2 close games at Hiram. Izzy Green a near triple-double for Teal, but it was Maya Joyner's 20-point, 13-rebound double-double that would be enough for a 72-69 Terrier victory. Kadeen Kemp for Teal had a career night with a 19-point, 12-rebound double-double, 24 for Colin Jones of Hiram, but the play everyone's going to remember is this next one. Anthony Henderson II, 2 of 11 on the night, ISOing after the pass from DeCecco, stepping it back and cashing in the game winner for the Tomcats. Teal wins it 74-73. Now back to the guys at the desk.
Looking at Wednesday night's action, it's really Hiram Teal right there with that doubleheader. 2 very close games, both on the women's side and the men's side.
Absolutely, Tom. Anthony Henderson, a guy we're all too familiar with. We called 2 games of Teal's when they played Penn State Shenango in the Buzz Riddle Classic tournament, as well as when they played Westminster here at home. An incredible finish for Teal as they get the win. On the women's side for Westminster, a game that went to overtime. The Titans falling 55-52 to Allegheny. Here's what Coach Scott had to say with Jacob Rhodes following that loss on Wednesday night.
Tough game against Allegheny, tough loss. How do you keep your girls' heads up after a game like this?
I mean, last time we played them, I think we lost by 30 or 25. So, I mean, like, we're playing better. You know, we did a good job defensively, but we just couldn't score when we needed to at the half court. They did a good job defensively against us, and, you know, Garden Saginaw did a good job against our post players, kind of, you know, making them double think what they had down there. But, you know, like I said, this was a great game. Like I said, last time we played them, we lost by like 25. So definitely there.
Absolutely. And a player like Maddie Syka leading your team in rebounding and assists, what does she mean to this program and keeping the games, like you said, down 30, now losing by 3?
Yeah, I mean, like, she does everything. She rebounds. She looks for the open person. She's really fast and athletic out there, so that helps us guard-wise to push more in transition. And everybody's been doing a good job of trying to find each other and playing team offense.
And lastly, the playoffs in 20 days, currently slated in the PAC playoffs. How do you build momentum going into the PAC playoffs potentially?
Well, I think just from our past 2 games. I mean, Allegheny's won in the number 1 in our division, and we went to overtime with them. You know, Chatham is what, 2nd or 3rd over there, and we were, you know, right there with them. So we're playing really well against really good teams. So to me, I'm glad where we're at there. So just we got to continue. W&J is going to be a tough one on Saturday, but you know, they just keep fighting back. So we'll keep fighting back.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Coach Starr.
Westminster have played great against some really good teams in Allegheny and Chatham. Maddie Syka with a 13-point, 12-rebound double-double, the first of her career. Bella Calcamuggio also with 15 points on 6 of 11 shooting, Tom.
A big game in the rebounding numbers last night for the Titans. 53 total team rebounds. That's a season high against a good Allegheny rebounding team. You mentioned it, Ethan. Coach Scott mentioned it. Back-to-back good performances against Chatham, against Allegheny, just not finishing with that win.
Right, absolutely. And I think when you look at this Titan team, Tom, they have a lot of young players, and those close games are ones that, as these sophomores, these freshmen really develop more experience in those tight games, we'll eventually be able to pull them out.
Now we'll move to Game 2 Wednesday night here at Westminster. It's the men's game against Allegheny. I caught up with Coach Richards following the men's game.
Thank you, Mark. Coach, first PAC loss at home of the season. What's allowed you guys to have so much success here at home against PAC opponents?
We have good practices. When we have good practices, we play well. We didn't have 2 great practices the last 2 days, and it showed today. We weren't crisp defensively. You know, we didn't move the ball well offensively. We just went ourselves today.
Your first year here at Westminster as head coach. Coach Pat Sullivan's second year at Allegheny. Do we sense a long-standing rivalry here with you guys early in your tenure at your respective schools?
Yeah, Coach Sullivan, he does a great job. They were ready to play. I got to do a much better job getting our guys ready to play, and I didn't do a very good job. Those guys really wanted it tonight.
Yeah, Coach, they shot the lights out from 3, right? 50%. How do you handle a team when that happens? You up it on your offensive end or kind of change defenses? What's the scheme there?
Yeah, we just got to do a better job of closing out, taking away catch and shoot threes. You know, one of the things we talked about was guarding their initial action, and then from there, you know, you got to be able to take away their threes and then keep them in front. We just didn't do a great job of that all night.
Now, what's the message to the team going forward the rest of the season?
Yeah, we got to learn from this. You know, we'll watch film. We'll get back in the gym tomorrow. You know, we got another big game on Saturday versus W&J. He's one of the best teams in the league. So we got to learn from this, watch film, and get ready for Saturday.
Thanks so much, Coach.
75-68, Allegheny over Westminster in Wednesday night's action. A sweep for the Gators over the Titans. Westminster really struggled to shoot the ball last night, just over 35% from the field. Allegheny 50% from the perimeter.
And regardless, DJ Harrell still 19 points for the Titans, Tom. That makes it 12 straight performances for Harrell, where he had 15 or more points. Now taking a look at the PAC standings, Westminster still atop the North Division at 8-3. Allegheny with the win, now sliding to second at 6-5. On the south side of things, it is still Chatham atop the South Division. They are 9-2. W&J and Franciscan both close behind at 8-3.
Now let's take a look at the PAC women's basketball standings in the North Division. It's Grove City and Allegheny, both 7-4 at the top. Then it's Hiram, Westminster, 4-7, Geneva, 3-8, and Teal at the bottom at 1-10. Now in the PAC South Division, W&J right there at the top, 10-1, an impressive season for the Presidents. Bethany and St. Vincent both 9-2. Chatham, Waynesburg 6-5. Franciscan still looking for that first PAC victory of the season, 0-11.
Yeah, Tom, and for Westminster, following their win against Chatham on Saturday, the Titans swept the PAC weekly honors. Nick Ryan was named newcomer of the week, averaging 18.5 points and 9.5 rebounds per game, including a new career high with a 27-point, 13-rebound double-double over Chatham. Grad student DJ Harrell was named Player of the Week, averaging 17.5 and 3.5 rebounds this past week. Harrell shot a remarkable 84% and posted 17 points in Saturday's contest to snap the Chatham Cougars' 8-game win streak.
A very impressive win for the Titans on Saturday against Chatham. Nick Ryan, DJ Harrell, been very great for this Titan team.
Absolutely, Tom, and I think we're really starting to see guys like Ryan emerge. 27 points. We've seen him be great on the boards. He also had 13 rebounds in their game last night, 13 in that double-double as well. And it's nice to see this team, although they struggled shooting a little bit last night, when they do get those looks, especially from deep, they've been hitting. Now
the calendar's flipped to February, Ethan, officially. It's time to start thinking about baseball a little bit. The PAC preseason poll has been released for the 2026 baseball season. It's W&J headlining at the #1 seed after losing in the championship to Grove City. Westminster is slotted at 4th place in the preseason poll. The drop thanks to the departure of key players like catcher Chase Tomko and all-time hits leader Logan Mergenovich. W&J are the favorites, topping 2025 champions Grove City by 8 votes. Ethan, Westminster in 4th place after that PAC championship loss to Grove City. They've lost some key older players that now have graduated, but some still key players remain.
Yeah, absolutely, Tom. We didn't mention Colton Banfi, but man, what an absolute ace he was there on the mound. First team All-PAC last season. A remarkable run for the Titans to that PAC championship game. And though they do lose some key pieces, they also return a lot of guys, especially in that infield.
Yeah, Parker Lyons, one of those guys headlining at 3rd base. They also return a couple pitchers, John Albers, Tyson Djokovic, some juniors that really can step up on the mound for the Titans this season.
Absolutely, Tom. And as we flip from men's sports over to women's sports, this Wednesday was Women in Sports Day. Here's what Ben Kelly and Derek McClafferty had to say on Women in Sports Day.
On Wednesday, February 4th, the college celebrated National Women's in Sports Day. Titantown Sports caught up with every Westminster women's head coach that would be celebrated on that day to talk about the significance of the athletic holiday.
Gosh, it's evolved a great deal since my younger days, that's for sure. I don't remember even when it came into existence as something that we celebrated, because so much of the history of athletics has been male dominant in male sports. So Title IX helped get women off the ground, and we've been promoting and growing women's sports ever since, and there's been a huge growth in the last 10 years. It's really taken off.
The day recognizes the progress of gender equality in sport. Tenured at Westminster for 24 years, women's basketball head coach Roseanne Scott spoke on how the participation has grown in her time.
When I first started, now you have female coaches coaching in the NFL and the NBA, and it's just amazing to see, where we started and where we are now. You see boys and guys wearing Caitlin Clark jerseys, right? And, or any type of WNBA stars. So it's really great to see. You see the NBA players on the sidelines of the WNBA and vice versa. So it's really expanded from when I first started to now.
Coaches were conscious to acknowledge the day with intention. Back-to-back conference champion and coach of the year, Jen Reddinger expressed how her team was deliberate in celebrating the day.
I know there's some activities. There's a T-shirt giveaway and such, but I think we all, my kind of last answer went to, I think we as female coaches want to emphasize to our players tomorrow what this day means as a whole. We don't want it just to be like, oh, you get a free T-shirt on this day, or we're having pizza on this day, but to really dwell on or think back of the whole purpose of it. So I think that's the best way to honor that day, is to look back and understand what they have and what people had to do to fight for what they have.
The day allows for female competitors to learn and support one another. Maria Braddock, one of the newest head coaches at Westminster, illustrated how vital that support is, not just when celebrated in the athletic world, but as a consistent virtue.
Push for it, advocate. I think being understanding, especially as you grow within your career, like you get older, you start to have family, and I feel like that's probably the biggest barrier that I even hear talking to other female head coaches who are moms and who have families and have other obligations. Like it's a challenge, and they always say it's not easy, but I think when you have a supportive environment, it's helpful, but not being afraid to communicate like those needs and your needs, and just to have that topic of conversation and keep that open line there, I think is really helpful. But we need to be able to advocate for ourselves and have people around us who get that and support it, and who also, I guess, provide that grace that I kind of mentioned earlier too.
For Titantown Sports, I'm Ben Kelly.
Celebrating female athletic accomplishments, advocating for equality, and recognizing the enormous impact of sports on girls' lives. Women's in Sports Day.
Absolutely, Tom. Over 300 Women in Sports Day events annually across the United States. Really special to see women's sports get the recognition.
Established in 1987 by President Ronald Reagan, this past week we celebrated it across campus. A very great day to celebrate.
Yeah, absolutely, Tom, especially with seeing the rise of women's sports, especially here even locally in the PAC. Women's flag football hopefully coming to the conference soon. A lot of schools within the conference adding that has been a huge headline as of late. Teal, Bethany, Franciscan, Chatham, all with programs there. It's really cool, again, just to see the rise of women's sports and see them actually be recognized for those accomplishments here on February 4th.
We talked about it earlier, a little Superstition Spotlight next. I got the chance to sit down with Bella Calcamuggio, Titan freshman guard, about her 2 superstitions.
Many athletes have a routine or ritual they use to prepare for a big game. Freshman Titan guard Bella Calcamuggio has her own. This is Superstition Spotlight.
Calcamuggio, a Sylvania, Ohio native, has multiple superstitions she never forgets.
At the end of my braid, I wear a bright green ponytail. I started that my sophomore year of high school. I'm not quite sure why I decided that I wanted to keep it there, but I mean, I did it the whole rest of the 3 years, and I've kept doing it since during AAU and club and all that.
While the green hair tie is the highlight, Calcamuggio's pregame ritual starts well before tip-off. I asked her to walk me through her game day routine.
So I always do my hair like an hour or two before the game. So I get back, high pony, I braid it, and then I always ask Coach Meg to check my braid before every game, make sure it's a 10 out of 10, and then if it's not a 10 out of 10, I redo it.
With a little help from Titan assistant coach Megan Sefcik, Calcamuggio makes sure her braid is flawless, perfecting every detail. However, her superstitions don't stop there. Calcamuggio has one final must-do before every game, and it revolves around chewing gum.
Every time I grab a piece of gum before a game, I stick the wrapper in my shoe, and then it's like tucked in my sock before we start.
Basketball and chewing gum. The story behind Calcamuggio's superstition is both simple and unexpected. She told me exactly when it began.
So that started my senior year of high school, and then there was never a trash can by the bench. So I always just shoved it in my sock, and then I just kept doing it.
As a senior at Notre Dame High School, Calcamuggio first tucked a gum wrapper into her sock. And when it comes to the brand, there's a special one she always chooses.
The green extra, always the green one, never the blue one.
I asked if she'd ever missed her pregame superstition, and her answer, complete with a clever twist, made it clear just how important the ritual is to her.
There was one game where I threw away the gum wrapper because the trash can was right next to my seat, and I was like, oh, I kind of needed that back, so I went and grabbed another piece of gum.
As crazy as it sounds, something as small as a hair tie and a gum wrapper can make all the difference in the world. It raises the question of whether Calcamuggio's superstitions give her a mental edge or if they're more about comfort and routine.
I think it's more about comfort and routine. I feel like if I switch it up, then I feel like I play different. Which is kind of weird for a hair tie and a gum wrapper, but if I forget it, it's just like, oh no, I forgot, and then it's like in my mind.
As a strong defensive guard, Calcamuggio currently ranks 4th in the President's Athletic Conference with 45 steals. I asked just how much the defensive side of the game matters to her.
I focus a lot on defense, and the steals kind of come with that. So, I mean, having my hands ready at all times, being like pesky per se on defense, and then just always being ready to like read a pass or read a steal. Mostly defense in general.
As the season winds down, Calcamuggio looks to end her freshman campaign on a high note. I'm Tom Rook for WCN's Titantown Sports.
Well, it's evident that Bella Calcamuggio had her piece of extra gum wrapper in her sock and the green braid. She had 15 points on 6 for 11 shooting and 3 from 5 from 3 in that Titan loss, 55-52 in overtime, Tom.
Always interesting to see what these athletes have to offer in their pregame superstitions. Now, we talked some baseball earlier. We're going to talk a little bit of football here as well. It's Devin Mila, a 2-sport athlete here at Westminster College. He plays football, he plays baseball, headlining the freshman class for this Titan baseball season up ahead, playing outfield and second base. Here's a story on Devin Mila.
You may know Devin Mila from Saturdays on the Gridiron for the Westminster Titans, but he's a dual-sport athlete making an impact beyond football. I sat down with the freshman to talk about balancing football and baseball and how his journey to Westminster began.
Yeah, man, it's pretty cool, man. I've been playing baseball and football since I was young, since 6 years old. So, yeah, it's been a journey, a long road ahead of me.
In high school, Mila dominated on both sides of the ball, a hard-hitting safety on defense, and a deep threat offensively, earning the chance to compete at the next level. That opportunity led him to Westminster, where he's already made his presence felt, and this past fall, Mila recorded 2 interceptions and 12 solo tackles as a true freshman, including a highlight interception against Mount St. Joseph in the Extra Points Bowl.
Being a dual sport athlete here at Westminster, you know, they gave me the opportunity to play both sports here. I'm very grateful, blessed to be here. Yeah, especially coming all the way from Florida. Yeah, man, I just know that, you know, football, it comes very natural to me, you know, so came in, put my head down, grind, do what I have to do to start as a freshman and provide for my team.
With football and baseball overlapping, staying locked in year-round isn't easy. Mila says discipline, time management, and support around him have been key. He credits his father most importantly as the driving force who pushed him to stay committed to both sports through long seasons and high expectations.
Yeah, of course. My pops, my dad, you know, he was there for me the whole journey, the whole ride along. So yeah, it was pretty cool. He kept pushing me to play both sports because there was one time in my life where I was thinking about just picking one sport and I didn't know which one to pick. But you know, my pops was there for me. He was like, don't quit, you put too much work, too much time and effort into this, so yeah.
Now as spring approaches, Mila shifts his focus to the diamond with lessons learned from the fall and confidence growing each day. The true freshman has clear goals for the first baseball season at Westminster.
Baseball side, you know, hopefully go win a PAC, to be honest, yeah. I mean, I want to start as a freshman, of course, again. I did in football, I want to start as a freshman for baseball, so yeah.
That's Devin Mila, calm, collected, and ready to make another statement, this time on the diamond. If you enjoyed him on the gridiron, folks, make sure you keep an eye out for him on the baseball field as he looks to make another splash. And now you know who is Devin Mila.
25 tackles, 1 TFL, rocking the number 3. Go from one hard-hitting safety in Bryce Butler to another in Devin Mila. Excited to see what he does on the diamond now, Tom.
Also had 2 interceptions, 6 pass deflections in 8 games on the gridiron. You mentioned it, Ethan. He's an exciting player to watch for in this year's baseball team.
Absolutely, Tom. Now into high school sports. A whole lot of basketball contests were underway this past week. Let's take a look at them in this week's View from the Tower. I'm Ethan Kurtz, currently outside of Old Main here on the Westminster College campus, the perfect spot for a view over the high school sports landscape in Lawrence and Mercer counties. This week it might be freezing outside, but inside there's still a whole lot of action. Let's get right into it. Beginning on the mats, Laurel Wrestling qualified for their first ever PIAA tournament match. They met Mifflinburg at Bishop McDevitt on Tuesday, but fell in their contest 33-27. Heading over to the court for one of the most thrilling finishes of the season, Farrell had Bryson Chambers post 19 and Malcolm Norman drop 17, while Kyler Sleven had 15 points on 3 threes for Hickory. Curtis Newby blocks a 3 at the buzzer as the Steelers pull off a 67-66 win at Hickory in overtime. Grove City came up just short against Sharon with a 3 at the buzzer not falling as the Tigers held on at home 56-54. With the chance to win their section outright, Mohawk took on Aliquippa with the Warriors' Bobby Fadden looking to rise even higher on the list of all-time leading scorers in Lawrence County boys basketball. The senior dropped 21 points as Mohawk defeated the Quips 59-37, giving them the section title. The one-loss Newcastle Hurricanes, currently first in the WPIAL 6A Section 1, hosted third-place Fox Chapel inside the Necat High Fieldhouse. Behind Damian Harrison's 20 points, Newcastle grabs a win at home 60-47. In a defensive showdown, Neshannock battled Laurel looking for their 10th straight win over the Spartans. The Lancers held on late on the road to win it 42-36. Wilmington and Greenville fought in a shootout. Freddie Zettner posted 33 for the Hounds, and Keith Covert dropped 40 for the Trojans as Greenville edges Wilmington 98-73. In girls hoops action, Wilmington battled Union City in a non-region contest. Reese Bruckner tallied 16 points, and Alyssa Flick and Ali Jekovic each had 14. Jekovic also notched her 500th career assist in the 71-38 win. Finally, Slippery Rock had their senior night on Tuesday, and Madison Romanovich made the most of her special night, posting 26 points to go along with 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, and 3 blocks in a 71-41 win over Sharon to improve to 5-0 in the region. That's all in high school sports for now. I'm Ethan Kurtz for WCN's Titantown Sports.
A lot of basketball coverage there. In their usual view from the tower, Ethan, some cheerleading news. Neshannock Cheerleading, for the first time in program history, took its team to UCA National Cheerleading Championship in Orlando, Florida, and they came in 3rd place, national medalists. Congratulations to the Neshannock Lancers.
Yeah, it's an incredible accomplishment. They were the PIAA champions in 2025. They were the runners-up in 2026, really starting to become a powerhouse there in Neshannock cheer. Tom, and on the basketball court, Freddie Zettner, 33 points for the Hounds. I know you spent a lot of time talking about him on the football gridiron, also showing some success on the basketball court.
Now it's time for our High School Athlete of the Week, the Titantown Sports Athlete of the Week. Regarding high school players, it was a tough one this week. Now we're going to look at the ice, though. Hitting the ice in the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League, Trinity knocked off #1 Neshannock on Monday night, 6-5 in overtime. Trinity was led by their captain and our High School Athlete of the Week, Seamus Coyle. Coyle tallied 2 goals in the upset win and was named MVP of the game by Lawrence County Sportsnet. Coyle leads the PAIHL with 35 goals in 16 games. He is tied for the league lead in points with 50. Just an incredible season out of Coyle this year.
Absolutely, Tom. Credit to Lawrence County Sports Network for their coverage of that game. Trinity hockey being knocked off there by Neshannock, absolutely incredible. Seamus Coyle, I mean, I've heard a lot about famous Seamus from some of our members here of the Titantown Sports staff, Tom. He's putting together an incredible campaign.
Yeah, 35 goals, tied for the league, 50 points. It's not over yet either. He's still going.
No, it's not. And now for our other Athlete of the Week, it's our Titan Athlete of the Week. The Titans won the PAC Game of the Week on Saturday as both #1 seeds in the North and South divisions met here in New Wilmington. The Titans were propelled to a 20-point victory over the Chatham Cougars with the help of a career-high performance from Nick Ryan. The freshman from Warren JFK notched 27 points and 13 rebounds for his second career double-double. Ryan and the Titans travel to the PAC South leaders on Saturday for one of the most heated rivalries in the conference, tipping off against W&J at 3 p.m. You can catch that game on Titan Radio.
Nick Ryan, we mentioned it earlier in the episode, just an outstanding player for this Titan team. He averaged almost 27 points there in his senior year at Warren JFK, the all-time leading scorer at his own high school. That's an incredible accomplishment.
It truly is, Tom. And now hopefully you can get an incredible accomplishment of your own, which could be getting the correct answer to Titantown Trivia. Maybe we stumped you on this one, Tom. So our Titantown Trivia question is, which Ivy League school did Westminster football coaches Thomas and William Gilbane attend, where they were All-Americans as players? Is it A, Dartmouth, B, Harvard, C, Yale, or D, Brown? Tom, this was back in, I believe, the 1920s. They were some of the earliest coaches in Titan football history. What's your call?
Before my time, Ethan, so it's going to be tough to say. That's 4 Ivy League schools: Dartmouth, Harvard, Yale, Brown. I'm going to lean Harvard here. I'm not really sure. Let's see what the answer is. And I was wrong, Ethan. That's tough. Brown is the answer. There you go.
Yeah, I crafted that question, Tom. I really wanted to see if you'd get that. That's why I mentioned incredible accomplishment. I think that's one of the tougher Titantown trivia questions we've had on here. But yeah, they were All-Americans at Brown, then coaching the Titans in the 30, which leads us into our Mural Minute. The 1934 Westminster football team actually took on Fordham at Yankee Stadium. I got to talk more about this and with Titan historian Dar Huey about that legendary game. I'm Ethan Kurtz, and together, let's travel over 90 years into the past for this week's edition of the Mural Minute. On October 6, 1934, in front of 6,000 people at Yankee Stadium, 33 Titans travel to play Fordham University in Westminster's 3rd game of the season, coming off of a loss at John Carroll and a 9-7 win over Slippery Rock to kick off the season. Up 45-0 at half, the much larger Fordham Rams were able to dominate start to finish, outgaining the Titans 485 to 19 yards on the ground and taking down Westminster 57-0. For Westminster, a legendary Titan was on the field in Harold Burry, but on the other side of the ball for Fordham, there was also a legend in Vince Lombardi. Though he didn't start the game, he did play in it. The legendary 5-time NFL champion and 2-time Super Bowl champion as head coach of the Green Bay Packers was a Fordham Ram from 1934 to 1936 as a tackle.
So if you look in the program, he's not in the starting lineup, but there's another lineman for the Titans named Susko. but Susco mouthed off to Vince Lombardi and made him mad. And Coach Burry was playing right beside Susco, and he was pretty upset about that because apparently Lombardi was a terror the rest of the game.
Widely regarded as one of the best coaches in the history of sports, the Super Bowl trophy is now named the Lombardi Trophy in honor of the legendary Fordham Ram and member of a team that played Westminster in 1934.
With the Super Bowl this Sunday, there's a Titan connection to the big game. In New Wilmington, I'm Ethan Kurtz for WCN's Titan Town Sports.
No better time than to bring up Titan history. With the big game this Sunday, we'll see which team, the Seahawks or the Patriots, can win the Lombardi Trophy.
A little rematch, a little flashback to a while ago, Patriots-Seahawks. Ethan, prediction time. Who do you got?
Tom, this one's tough for me. I'm going to have to go with the Patriots. They got a history of winning those big games. I think that might be a little bit of a hot take, but I'm going with New England here.
I'm going with New England as well. It's pretty interesting, though, to see Westminster Fordham against Vince Lombardi. Who knew, right? That's crazy dipping into that deep of history.
Absolutely unreal. When I got to speak with Dar Huey about it, it's funny. He said it's a game he knows a good bit about, but there's even some things back then that he, with all of his Titan knowledge, still doesn't really know about. But he told that great story about John Susco kind of talking some trash to Vince Lombardi. I thought that was absolutely hilarious now with the legend that Vince Lombardi has become.
57-0. Tough win, or tough loss at least for Westminster. A notable alumni for him, Denzel Washington Jr. Remember the Titans, Westminster Titans, little connection there. Who knows? Now we're going to transition into the pool. We talked a lot about different sports today. Time for a little swim story.
On February 4th, it was National Women in Sports Day, and across campus, we highlighted our lady athletes. One in particular is doing double duty in leadership roles. Junior swim team captain Annabelle Turner. Not only is she co-captain alongside Maddie McLean and Hayne Webster, she's also president of the Phi Mu sorority here on campus. I sat down with her where she went into a deep dive to how she balances it all.
It's definitely busy. Like, I won't lie, it is definitely a busy time. We just finished recruitment, which was so exciting, but things have definitely been slowing down. Typical week, I practice twice a day, and then after practice, it's usually dedicated to more Phi Mu stuff. That is nice that a lot of sorority stuff is geared towards the weekend or evenings, and I've definitely been able to find my rhythm, find my balance. But yeah, swim usually earlier in the day, Phi Mu later.
This year, a large freshman class made up a big part of the team, and with that, the team chemistry shifted. And the Butterfly Star says it's been the most fun season she's ever had.
This has been just such a great year. I think the freshman girls have really adapted well to college athletics. Us older girls have gotten the opportunity to be able to be leaders, be mentors, and step up for all the girls. But we do really have great team chemistry. We eat dinner together every night. We're hanging out all the time, which has definitely helped. We are truly friends more than teammates.
As co-captain, Turner leads the team alongside juniors Maddie McLean and Hayne Webster. The three share a close bond, having grown close since their freshman year.
It's been so awesome. I mean, the three of us do have a close friendship, which definitely helps. We're able to lean on each other for support, go to each other to get through the season. So making it sure that swim is fun for everyone. So I love getting to do it with those two. And yeah, it's been really good that we do have that support system with each other outside of the pool.
Annabelle is excited for what the rest of the year will bring, not only in the pool, but outside of it as well.
I'm so excited for Greek Week. I'm so excited for Sing and Swing. Obviously, it was like my most fun times. And I'm really excited for our new girls. They're all just so sweet, and I'm so excited for them to continue to grow and learn more about Phi Mu.
A little local highlight right there. Annabelle Turner, a graduate of Butler High School, Ethan.
Absolutely, Tom. Both the men's and women's swim teams will play this Friday against Grove City at 6 p.m.
Exciting to end their swim season against a tough opponent like Grove City.
Yeah, absolutely. PAC is coming up the week of February 18th as well. And for the men's team, a new addition to the roster in Will Nebbiolo. He was a high school swimmer at Shaler area. The sophomore had an impeccable season on the tennis court where he was a second-team All-PAC mention for number 4 doubles and then also an honorable mention for number 4 singles. So really cool to see maybe what Nebbiolo can do now as a two-sport athlete for the Titans.
I was going to say, we talked about Devin Mila earlier, two-sport athlete, baseball, football. Another one, tennis, swim. Tough combo, really tough.
Yeah, it truly is. And for Nebbiolo, I mean, he had an instant impact here for Westminster as a tennis player. So now as a swimmer, I'm curious to see what kind of impact he can have joining the roster in the middle of the season.
That's all we got. Thank you for watching episode 4 of Season 3 Titan Town Sports. We'll see you next week.
This is Girish Takab.
women's head coach here at Westminster College. That's a wrap for Titan Town Sports.